Welcome everyone, Dr. Thor here, and here's a look at a fascinating high-quality Bruce Copen unit that is used for color projection. Now, projecting colors is very powerful, something that's been done for years. Here's the rates you use in this machine, and again, you've got a 19 dial unit here, 18 dials. And one power switch. You've got a plate in the front here, a beautiful stainless steel thick plate. You've also got one on the side here. So you have quite an interesting little tool here. It's electric. It's like most of his later units. While they're analog, they're very complicated wiring inside. So these are very difficult to use unless you have the actual rate book. And of course it comes with this. And we're going to show you how this is used, the guts of it, everything else for All Access Patreon members in the future sometime. These are not things that can be covered in a couple of minutes. And I'm not sure anybody is really interested other than actually seeing the unit itself. So here's the unit. We'll flick through this book a little. You can see all the rates that are here. And these things are gold because you just can't find this stuff anymore. But without this book, you really can't use this unit. So rate books are very important because you don't want to be dialing in this yourself. The whole idea of these units was to dial in a particular color rate for your particular need and then broadcast it to you. It wasn't about dialing in to find the rate. So this was a inclusive machine that you would actually use as a subtle energy treatment machine, not as something that you're trying to find rates like a traditional radionic machine. So this is a color energy projector, and you would dial the rates in. And you'll see that's in this beautiful case, as Copen always did. The back is detachable, meaning you can take the back off. The usual type of cases, which is base wood that is covered with vinyl. There's several different attachments here. As I said, there's the bottom here and so forth. So it's another beautiful, everything Copen did, he did an excellent job with in terms of making. And it does seem to be that his technology changed. After his death many years ago, the people who took over converted all of his stuff to actual computerized basic units, and I'm not really sure if that is good or not. It really isn't. Computerization, what are they doing? Do they know? What energies are these? And you got to remember, all this kind of broadcasting stuff is not traditional Hertzian frequencies. What you're broadcasting is subtle energy frequencies, which are not the same whatsoever. So when you make something computerized, what exactly are you doing? Are you losing stuff? What are you putting it through? What are you broadcasting? A lot of these units don't really have any serious amplification or broadcasting capacities. So their actual impact must be minor. And as with everything, we don't really know from anybody if this stuff works. People claim it and they can't talk about it. But why can't you talk about it? Especially if you're not a practitioner. Can't you say that you were treated? I don't know a single person who said they went to England and were treated with radionics and were cured or healed through the subtle energy process. And of course, while you can't make claims, why can't you talk about it? I mean, technically, radionics is legal in England in its own bizarre way. And there's an institute there that trains you, verifies you, etc. But what is the results here? What actually happened with all this? And why don't we hear anything about it? I don't hear about it from anybody. And the problem is going on different sites that are out there for actual companies doesn't really help the situation. So it's very difficult to get any kind of information. And the few people I've talked to in England are not very interested in discussing their results whatsoever because of the legalities. Nick Franks will talk about nothing. He claims he's done so much, but I had several correspondence with him, and he's afraid of everything and apparently is not really interested in furthering the industry. So you run into these things, this is what you run into. And it is nothing overly new in this area. And until this is broken open and we get to some place where this type of technology is allowed and used, and again, it's not medical treatment. You're using subtle energies that nobody believes in. So why not make this something that is available to the public for whatever they want to do? I think anybody who makes claims, including regular doctors, shouldn't do it. Regular medicine doesn't cure hardly anybody. So this is not medicine. This is treating energetic informational fields. So it's exciting. You can see there's a certain repetitiveness to his units. There's nothing really new in it. It's just the amount of dials, how you dial them in, and so forth. So there's not really anything new here. There's no new technologies, and it's got the usual huge amounts of wiring inside this, which, as I said, we will detail in other videos. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Make sure you support us. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you're a subscriber. And we are the only ones doing this, the only ones showing. You'll never see this instrument anywhere else. Only IGOS is involved in this research. Are you supporting us?